G'day friends, welcome to today's page in 10 video. We're going to need a metallic watercolor or a metallic gel pen or just something metallic, preferably gold, and I'm going to use metallic watercolor, so I have a water brush here. I'm also going to use a self-portrait. This is not a self-portrait, what a lie. This is a photo Steve took of me. It's just printed from my Dymo label maker, so it's pretty like standard. I wanted to do that because I didn't want it to be like I didn't want the ink to run, but it's okay if it does. In any case, if you can print it on a laser printer or something, that'd be the best. You don't have to do this with a self-portrait. I'm going to do it today just because of the kind of representation of the idea today, but you can do it with anything. You could even just do it to your page or take the idea and use it somewhere else. But I'm going to be using this portrait of myself, and it's sticky backed because it's from my label maker, so it'll be great. This is all I'm going to use, and today we're going to do a Kintsugi inspired page. So I'm going to start the timer and hopefully I can, it's pretty simple, hopefully I can talk about it as I do it. Set timer for 10 minutes. Is it going to do it? Oh, there it is. Great. So, I'm first going to trim this down a little bit just so it fits my page. I can probably just trim off this side a little bit. I wanted to use a self-portrait because the idea of Kintsugi is it's golden joinery. It could also be called kintsukuroi, which is golden repair, and it's the art of repairing broken pottery with it's like mending the areas of breakage with lacquer, dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. So basically, you are highlighting the cracks in the pottery with this beautiful gold and silver. And it treats breakage and repair as part of the history of an object rather than something to disguise. And I think that really speaks to the human experience a lot of the time, right? Just because we have moments where we feel a little broken and in need of repair doesn't mean we toss our whole selves out. And sometimes the repairs we do to ourselves in those moments are beautiful works of art in and of themselves and should be celebrated, like gold lines of lacquer all over ourselves. And since we don't visually show on the outside typically what's going on the inside, I think that gives us a good chance to do something art journal related that kind of speaks to that experience. It's a little heavy. I'm not really trying to encourage a conversation of mental health in the comments below, so try and refrain from quote unquote trauma dumping in the comment section. But I thought this was a nice way to celebrate it rather. So now that you've got your picture on your page, I'm actually going to make the breakages, kind of make those apparent. So I'm going to rip my page right down the center. I'm also going to rip it again. I want a few breaks. I mean, I don't, technically. If I was an ideal human being, hopefully I'd have none of these cracks. You could be a bit more specific if you feel like some of the repair needed to happen to your mind. You could probably rip across your mind if you wanted to. If it was maybe some of the words, you could rip across your mouth, your eyes, for sight, heart, if you feel like you needed a lot of heart repair. My heart isn't in this photo, but that'd be something I'd encourage you to look at if you felt like that kind of speaks to you. And what I'm going to do is try and piece it back together. I'm going to get some tape. I'm actually going to tape it from behind because I want to be able to put gold over the top. So I'm going to just flip this. There's nothing on the back of my page, so it's not the end of the world. And these don't have to be the best repairs. Remember, we're trying to highlight the breakage, so they don't have to be perfect. I might end up sticking a photo on the back of this page or something just to really hide the cracks from behind. But this idea just really speaks to me because a lot of what I do in art journaling ends up becoming kind of this documentation of my journey and my growth and through specific moments. And I've just had major breakthrough recently with some trauma that I've been struggling with for 10 years now. And it's put me in a really reflective and introspective space because, you know, there are times when you think that that breakage and that damage is just too great, that there's just no way to repair it, and you'll probably have to live with it forever. And I really feel like to this specific part of this trauma and the PTSD that I carry from it, the beginnings of this golden lacquer are starting to be laid over those cracks. So I really wanted to celebrate that. I'm going to grab my water brush, and now that we've got our cracks kind of exposed, I'm just going to go into this. This is a designs by Rachel Beth. It's actually a copper. It's like a golden, it's called Copper Candles. She sold it a very long time ago. I'm going to place that over the cracks and let it seep in. I want to do it pretty thick because I'd like a really nice representation of that gold. And because there's tape behind there, it shouldn't leak through. And that's it. That's as far as we're going. I mean, it's a very simple page, but there's a very heavy, well, not heavy, but I guess deep, layered meaning to the page that not everyone has to know when they look at it. If you want to specifically, strategically place your tears across your photo to mean something to you that is a little cryptic, it's a great way for you to be able to document your experience, but also keep it, private. I know we share a lot on social media, and it can be a little vulnerable. You can feel a little vulnerable sharing a lot of that stuff in your personal journaling and experience. I certainly do. I also have very strict kind of rules around what I share, especially where it relates to trauma and wounds and scars. It's a very simple way to look at it, but I always say that I really have no business sharing open wounds, only scars. So that if I invite you into that conversation, I'm not seeking your help to deal with the stuff that I've got going on and inviting you into that kind of, terrible place, but I'm sharing from a place of healing. And so if for whatever reason, whatever I'm talking about resonates with you, I can share my experience through healing parts of that rather than being in the thick of it and really, processing and still feeling a little hurt and damaged by it. So there is my Kintsugi. We still have 3 minutes left. I'm going to read you a little bit more of the philosophy. It says here, I'm on Wikipedia, obviously, the source of all information on the internet. I might actually want to write Kintsugi on here. And feel free to journal about this if you would like to. Tsugi. Oh, I don't think that's working anymore, that pen. I have to get another one. I'll do it in white. So it says here, as a philosophy, Kintsugi is similar to the Japanese philosophy as wabi-sabi, an embracing of the flawed or imperfect. Japanese aesthetics values marks of wear from the use of an object. This can be seen as a rationale for keeping an object around even after it has broken, and as a justification of Kintsugi itself, highlighting the cracks and repairs as simply an event in the life of an object, rather than allowing its service to end at the time of its damage or breakage, and can be seen as a variant of the adage, waste not, want not. Kintsugi can relate to the Japanese philosophy of mushin, no mind, which encompasses the concept of non-attachment, acceptance of change, and fate as aspects of human life, which I think all are perfect topics to quander? No, quander is not the word. Let's just say ponder. Maybe ponder is a nicer way to put that. What is quander? Anyway, that is something I would think about another time. Probably not going to bend your ear just talking about it today, but I think it is a really nice representation of the fact that, it is a part of life, the acceptance of that change, of, fate as an aspect of human life, if you believe in that. If you don't believe in that, then, the human's ability to embrace that breakage and to heal and repair in whatever way that looks specific and particular to you. So this is our Kintsugi page for a page in 10. We're coming up to the end. I can't see my timer over there, so I think we're close to the end. I think we'll just call it now, actually. Thank you so much for being with me for another page in 10 video. This one's a bit more reflective, a bit deeper than some of the ones we've had in the past, but nonetheless, another great way to kind of get your mind activated and your hands busy, and some of your journal pages, more complete, and a nice reflection of yourself and your current life and state of being. Goodness, how deep could this go? I really love the idea. I kind of want to make more tears out of it now, but I think it's fine. It's nice. It almost looks like a stick figure man or a praying mantis. And look, you can barely notice from the back. That is everything for today. I hope you had a wonderful time. I'll see you again in another one. Bye.